great to be here. Oh man, how on earth did Harvey Milk Boulevard come to Salt Lake City? That's what I'm here to talk about. We as a state are always full of surprises, and we like to keep you all on your toes. Last March, we made nationwide headlines on a Monday when our governor and our state legislature declared that pornography is a public health crisis. And on Tuesday, we made nationwide news again when the Salt Lake City Council unanimously voted to rename 20 blocks of downtown Salt Lake City as Harvey Milk Boulevard. And yes, that is a gold sequined drape, of course. So this surprises people, but when you look at the demographics of our state, like a couple years ago, the Gallup poll came out with the queerest cities in America. We are number 7, all right? And you will notice number 2 is our good host city, Portland. Yeah. I respect this because I am a native Oregonian, and I was born and raised in Eugene, and my family lives here in Portland. This is my second home, and I like to take the sort of progressive goodness of this state that's embedded in my DNA and queer up Utah. And so my goal as the director, I want to beat Portland the next time the Gallup poll comes out, all right? Now, Portland, I know that you're cool. You have your own TV show. You have Gus Van Sant. You have Chuck Palahniuk. But we have 2 openly gay city council members. We have a lesbian mayor. And hello, we inspired a very popular Broadway musical. So we're coming for you, Portland. So we decided, like most cities, we have Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, we have Rosa Parks, we have Cesar Chavez, and we also thought it was time to bring one of our icons to our city. And there's so many awesome people that we could choose from, and we really wanted someone who was iconic and universally recognized. And we ultimately decided on Harvey because of the narrative of hope that he gave all of us, particularly to young people. Harvey knew that if young people who were struggling, young LGBTQ folks who were struggling, could see an out-elected gay representative, that it would give them hope for a positive future. And we wanted to give our young people in our community that hope as well. So a couple years ago, we went in to meet with our then mayor, Ralph Becker, and Stan Penfold, who was our Harvey. He was like the first openly gay city council member in Salt Lake City. And we asked if they would be interested in this, and they both unanimously said, yes, let's get to work on this. And we did, and so we started this long process. We got a little distracted passing a non-discrimination bill last year, but we got busy this year. I looked around the country to see if there were other streets, and there is one in San Diego, over here in the Hillcrest area. There is Harvey Milk Street, and it's very cool. It's 1 block, and I'm not saying that size matters, but sometimes size matters. And so we decided we wanted just a huge block, and so we chose a historic street right downtown on 900 South. And this is a street and a neighborhood that is really built by the LGBTQ community. Right here you see the Tower Theater. This is our art house. It's owned by a lesbian. Adjacent to the Coffee Garden, which is owned by a gay couple. Adjacent to Cahoots, which is a gay novelty store. We've got a bisexual... it's all there. We've got a bisexual-owned yoga studio. Right here we also have Triangles, which is a local gay bar. We also have 2 restaurants that are owned by a gay person and another bisexual person. So we are building this neighborhood. And when the LA Times came to do a story about this, derisively, one of our neighbors here said, "Those gays are trying to turn this into the little Castro." And I'm like, what an awesome idea. And so, really the charm and the character of this neighborhood is so key. And Harvey famously said that if we want to reclaim the American dream, it begins in our neighborhoods. If we want to rebuild our cities, it begins in our neighborhoods. And so this was a neighborhood, this is a place that we all kind of call home. So we wanted this to be a community-owned project. And so we set up a crowdfunding site, and because we needed to pay for the signs to be replaced, and there was a lot of them, and it was going to cost us about $8,000. And within 6 days, our community just rallied at $5, $10, $20, and we raised $8,000 very quickly. This is Stan Penfold, our city council member, sort of unveiling the very first sign right there on Harvey Milk Boulevard. And again, you know, Stan is he's also the director of the Utah AIDS Foundation, and truly one of the great pioneers in our community. We also made these Harvey Milk Boulevard decals and put them in all of the business shops up and down the street. You have to brand these events, you know. And then we threw this massive block party. We shut the streets down, and we just brought our community together. And we had street performers, we had live DJs, we brought some of our coalition partners in, nonprofits there, to be part of this celebration. And we really thought a lot about Harvey and his legacy. And you know, he was into intersectionality before it was cool. He always called it the coalition of the us's. And so we made sure that at the dedication that our partners were right there and were really spotlighted. So we worked closely with the Utah Coalition of La Raza and the NAACP and our transgender leadership to actually be present and to talk about the intersections of social justice at this event. It couldn't just be a party. And also, if you want to be a super queer city, you have to have your own gay rock star. And we do. This is Tyler Glenn, who is the lead singer of Neon Trees, and he performed for us at the event. And he's just become this really amazing, outspoken advocate for us in our community. And this is ultimately the unveiling, and we're all together. And, you know, renaming a street, it is a symbol, and it seems like a small thing, but we in Utah, despite the tremendous gains that we've made, are really dealing with a crisis. In the last 2 weeks, we've had 7 LGBT youth suicides. Within the last 6 months, there have been dozens of young suicides in our state. And we've got to create a home for them. And we have to create for them a sense of belonging. And it is our job, and everybody in this room, we're all working to create that positive future for them to inherit. So my challenge to you is do this in your state. It doesn't have to be Harvey, it can be any LGBT or T icon. But let's take our heroes and let's put them in our neighborhoods, in our communities, and let's hoist them up high and give young people and old people and middle-aged folks hope in the future for everybody. All right? Yeah. But anyway, yeah, and the beautiful thing about this street is that everyone got so excited about it. And it's just great. 8 blocks away from the world headquarters of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is Harvey Milk Boulevard. Thank you.